up, everybody? Welcome to Buzzworthy TV. And I'm the girl, Lady T. And today we are talking love and hip hop Hollywood, y'all. So let's get into it. So, first of all, let me tell y'all, you know how I'm doing this. And I think I may just start doing this from here on out until I can get on a regular schedule. I'm just going to talk about each and everybody's storyline on the episode instead of just going blah, blah, blah. Because this shit right here. So, let's get into it. I want to talk about the storylines I care about the least to the ones I care about the most. So, the first one, let's talk about Tiara, Hazel, Nikki Baby, and Princess Love. Okay, so y'all already know that Tiara Marie stated last week that she been thinking about getting lipo. You know, she needs to build up her confidence and get back to the old TT. Know what I'm saying? So anyway, she actually in this episode goes under the knife. And I'm just like, Mona. You in this fuck shit that you do. Because when she went to talk to her doctor for the consultation before she had the actual surgery, he came in there and he was not even professional. Like, he was like, we gonna hook you up, you gonna be fly, and all this stuff. And it was just like, I don't think doctors really talk like that. At least no doctor that I went to, but okay. Same thing when I was watching Love and Hip Hop Atlanta in the beginning of the season when we were seeing Scrappy and Erica Dixon go at it in mediation and the two lawyers start arguing. I'm like, where they do that at? This is so unprofessional and so scripted. But anyway, so Tiara has the surgery, and the only thing is, she has the surgery 2 weeks before this fashion show that she is put together with Nikki Baby. You know, she has this blazer line coming out, and you know, her and Nikki Baby are supposed to be debuting it with this big fashion show, and it's 2 weeks out. And after she has the surgery, you know, we got Hazel, Nikki, they all coming to see her. And she feels like, you know, basically like she didn't get hit by a truck. She didn't expect to feel this bad. And, you know, Nikki's just asking her, like, are you gonna be okay for the fashion show? Because we got a lot to do. It's a lot of shit that we still ain't done yet. And I'm like, y'all event is 2 weeks away. And from what I'm hearing, y'all stuff is barely off the ground. It's so much stuff that y'all haven't even done. And Hazel got them together real quick. She was like, do y'all have bartenders? Is it an open bar? Do y'all have hostesses, waitresses? You know, like, what are y'all doing? Like, she was asking about promotions. Like, we know that this is scripted, but you can also tell that this is part of what Hazel E does in real life. So she was asking all the right questions. And I was just like, when they kept saying no to all her questions, I'm like, well, what do y'all have together besides the venue and the date? So anyway, Tiara's all, you know, laid up and in pain. And when Nikki and Hazel leave Tiara, they're walking down the street, and, you know, Nikki expresses her concern, like, you know, I told her, you know, she wasn't going to be able to bounce back like that. You know, it's major surgery, and now I'm worried about this fashion show. And Hazel was like, well, you know, she's obviously not up to it, but I can pick up her slack. Matter of fact, let's bring Princess Love on board. Because prior to them going to check up on Tiara, Hazel E had met up with Princess Love because Princess Love has a swimsuit line, and she wants to team up with Hazel E because, you know, Hazel E is the bomb and promoting or whatever she does. And Princess Love wants to get her swimsuit line off the ground. And Hazel's like, yeah, you know, I seen her stuff, it's dope. let's get this coin. She was like, yeah, Tierra, we all right and everything, but it didn't stop her from teaming up with Young Bird last year. And I asked her not to, so hey, business is business. So just like she told me that about her and Young Bird, that was business, I'm about to work with Princess, and this is going to be business. And so when she tells Nikki about them bringing on Princess Love, Nikki's like, well, I don't know about that. I just want to stay out of it. I ain't for the drama. And Hazel convinces her, like, no, you seen her stuff. It's dope. Let's bring her on board. Tierra didn't give a fuck about me last year when she teamed up with Young Bird. So basically, Karma's a bitch. She laid up, and Princess can help us get this thing popping, so let's work with her. And Nikki, baby, is like, okay. And I'm just like, you know what? This is a big old mess. Number one, Hazel, there's nothing wrong with you talking to Princess and y'all doing your own little business venture together, because business is business. Ain't nobody disputing that. But to bring her on Tierra's project, knowing that they got beef, that's totally disrespectful to me. Like, totally disrespectful. Now, whatever you want to do with her outside of what Tierra is doing, that's your business. I mean, it's your prerogative, as Bobby Brown says, okay? But doing that is a slap in the face. Now, yeah, she worked with Young Bird last year, but she didn't bring him on a project of yours. Like, come on. And I know you was potted after Young Bird, and he was doing all this fuck shit towards you, and as a friend, she should have stayed away from him. But to me, this is an even bigger insult, because now you haven't heard infiltrate Tierra's event, and that's not cool. So, and then I don't know, it's some fuck shit in the game, and I know next week Tierra gonna be pissed off. And even though I think Hazel is wrong, I'm like, Tierra, ain't this the same type of shit that you just did to Princess? You pretended to be her friend and got revenge on her. So that's what Hazel E just did to you. Payback's a bitch. So while I don't think Hazel was right, I mean, I gotta call a spade a spade. So anyway, on from that, let's talk about who? I don't know. Now the rest of these stories are kind of juicy. So, in no particular order, let's just move on to Rich and Moniece. Okay, so Moniece is still shaken up about all that's happened between her and Lil Fizz. You know how she was told that her mom told him to take her to court about her son. And you know how her mom got together with Richie D and was saying all this shit about her. So, she's really emotional, and she's just like, this is basically why I don't fuck with her. And, I'm just done. Anybody who could, just say all this shit to me, shit about me, and call themselves my mother, I don't want nothing to do with her. And Rich is like, no, you need to talk to her because you ain't gonna be right. And I'm about to say something I never thought I would say, because Rich Dallas is a slime ball. But I do respect the fact that he saw that she was moping around, and he was like, okay, somebody gotta get this shit together, because they on a whole nother level. They just can't get it right. So Rich calls Moniece's mother over here, and basically Moniece's mother apologized, and she was like, I'm not trying to bury your name in the streets. I'm not trying to get your son taken away from you. But she was like, I was your support system. I was your biggest cheerleader. And to me, you not even trying with Cam. And so I told him exactly how I felt. And I told him that hopefully to motivate you to step up and be the parent that I know you can be. Or whatever. And I understand where Marla's coming from, but it's like, Marla, you coming and doing all this the wrong way. Like, you talking about you've been supportive and You know, you did everything for her, and now it's time for her to step up and do some stuff for herself, and I agree. But you sitting up there talking to Fizz and telling him he need to take her to court and stuff, you don't do that. Now, you can do that tough love all you want, but you don't consort with the baby daddy and say, yeah, take her to court, knowing that legally then she could lose all rights to her son. No. You can show tough love and do all that without encouraging him to get her child taken away. I'm just saying, like, you saying, hey, I'm not going to keep the baby, y'all got to work that out. Now, that's fine, because that's tough love. But encouraging him to go to court, that was foul. And so Moniece is like, you know what, I hear you, but I just think it's time for me to just stand on my own 2 feet and just kind of break away from both my parents. I just need to figure this out in my head. And I'm just like, Moniece, unless you get professional help in this time away, it's not going to help you, because you've been internalizing this the whole time. And where did it get you? It got you nowhere but feeling some type of way to the point that you can't even really connect with your son. So unless you're getting professional help, then this situation is not going to get better. You ostracizing yourself from your mom and your dad or whoever, that's not going to make the situation no better unless you take the steps to really fix things within yourself. Okay, so then we move on to Willie and Shonda. OMG, y'all. This shit right here. Okay, so Willie, you know, is struggling because he wants to tell Shonda, like, what's going on about him not being able to get out the contract, but he don't want her to worry and stuff. So he meets with Omarion and asks him, like, look, you know, you got a family, you dealt with this, leaving a boy band and trying to do stuff on your own, and how did you deal with it? And, you know, Omarion told him, shit, what I would have told him, like, hey, look, it's hard, but you got to keep pushing. And I like how he said, look at me. You know, I struggled. And look, I'm on top again. So you can't never say never. And even with the whole thing where he asked him about how he should deal with telling Shonda the truth about his contract situation, he was like, well, me personally, you know, I always, no matter what, let April know what's going on because that's my partner. And I agree. Like, good or bad, that is your partner. So, yeah, she might be mad. Yeah, you might be scared that she might run to the pole again. But that's a chance you got to take, because when you take those vows, for better, for worse, richer, for poor, you got to be able to be transparent. You got to be able to share the good and the bad with your partner. Whether it's going to make them upset or whatever, and all this trying to protect her ain't gonna do nothing to make things worse. So anyway, when Shonda asks him about the whole contract situation, he like, it's good. And I'm like, boy, oh boy, there you go, you done fucked up right there. So while he sat up there and lied to her, he running over to the studio to see Screwface, like, you can't answer your phone, I've been calling you. Acting like a bitch that's looking for her man or something. That's the way he came into the studio. Like, you know them times when your man is out to 3, 4 in the morning and you be calling his phone, and he'll answer. And when you finally get it, you're like, oh, so you can't answer the phone? That's exactly how he was treating Screwface. And Screwface is like, look, I'm busy, and plus I told you I can't do nothing for you until you get out your other situation. And he told him, look, that's why I've been calling you, because I don't know what to do. So Screwface told him, look, the only thing I can do for you is help you get out of this, but I only can do that if I'm your manager. That's the only thing I can do. If you put me on as your manager, then we can figure some stuff out. So he was like, fuck it. If giving him a percentage of this to get me out the deal I gotta do what I gotta do. So he agrees to let Screwface manage him, and Screwface gets him out the deal. You know, it takes him a minute. I guess Lil Fizz he gotta like get him some money or whatever, but it's okay because he's out the deal or whatever. And so after that, you know, he's celebrating or whatever. But in the midst of all this, Shonda comes to the studio, you know, to take Willie to lunch. And so Willie is like, not Willie, I'm sorry. So Shonda's, you know, runs into Screwface like, hey, I'm here to take my man to lunch. And Screwface like, look, your husband has been tripping. You know, I thought he was about to hit me. And she was like, why, you know, what's all this? He was like, he tripping because, you know, he need help to get out this contract, and I told him I'll see what I can do. So, you know, she felt some type of way, like, oh, so he just straight up lied to me? And so she tells him, look, I gotta go. And she was like, you don't even gotta tell him that I was here. And what does she do? She don't confront him and ask him why he lied or why he felt compelled to keep her in the dark and that they're a team. She just goes running to the pole. And I was like, see, this is the problem. You so itching to get on that pole. That's one of the reasons why he did not want to tell you, because you act like y'all thirsty out here. And I mean, yeah, money might not be great, but you're a wife, you're a mother. That get you a day job. Like, that just really irritated me to see her at the end of the episode going to this club. And what's going to happen next week is exactly what Willie said was going to happen. Everybody going to sit and be like, hey, ain't that Willie's wife? And that's the same shit that he didn't want to happen. So, you know what, Shonda, you really lost my respect, because you had every right to be mad that he kept you in the dark, but you were supposed to check him, not run your ass to the pole. Like, whatever. And so, let's get to this whole Milan and Miles and Amber situation, y'all. So now, y'all know in the beginning of the episode, Amber goes to the studio to go meet up with Milan. And so, they start comparing notes. It was so interesting because they're comparing notes as if they both been fucking the same guy. And it was weird because as far as we know, Amber and Miles are just friends, but come to find out, Miles and Milan have been together for 2 years. I'm like, wow. Now see, I'm thinking that this just happened within months, them getting together and they moving to the next level. And yeah, he got to let her know. But 2 years, now something in the water ain't clean. I'm trying to tell y'all. First of all, ain't nowhere in the world I'm going to be trying to work something out with somebody that I'm not screwing for 2 years. That don't work. So something was going on between him and Amber. I don't care what nobody say. This whole thing to me was a setup. So anyway, so come to find out, Milan and Miles been together for 2 years. She was like, wow, okay, they've been together for 2 years. And I didn't even know. Like, she was telling Milan, like, the fucked up thing about it is we could have all been partying. I don't care that he's gay, but he could have been told me, don't be playing with my emotions. And I'm with Amber. I agree. You don't play with nobody's emotions like that. And especially if this has been going on for 2 years. And then, Miles, as you being her friend, why would you choose a public forum like Love and Hip Hop in front of millions of people to tell her this? You had 2 years to get your mind right. But all of a sudden, when Mona Scott Young comes with a McDonald's coupon, you like, yeah, I'll do it. That's your inspiration to come out to her. For real, that's really fucked up, to me anyway. Like, you had 2 years to get this together, and because you got a couple of pennies thrown at you and a camera in your face, now you motivated to tell the truth. And so, come to find out, Milan has been paying all of Miles' bills, him to go to school. We already know he was paying the studio session. Come to find out too that he's been helping Miles pay some of Amber's bills and rent when she been short. And so it's just all crazy. So anyway, they compare notes and they hug it out. And you know, she talks to Tiara and Moniece about her conversation with Mulan, and you know, she's just stunned like that they've been together that long, and so she's ready to confront Miles. And at the end, you know, she confronts him and lets him know that basically this is just fucked up. Like, why didn't you tell me? And so that was basically the end of the episode. It's gonna continue on to next week. Y'all, I really want to do Nonstop November. I see y'all videos and I just want to jump in so bad. But you already know, if I can't do it all the way, then I just can't put myself out there. And I'm just that type of person. If I can't give you 100%, then I just really prefer not to do it. I don't even want to say that because I really do want to do Nonstop November. But anyway, y'all, till next time, peace and love.